Hello dear students and welcome to Mathematics for Management. Before even starting, I would like to say that you should not fear matrices. Why? Because fear means false evidence appearing real. My name is Muhammad Afzan Han, and today, in this video, we are going to cover two learning outcomes. At the end of this session, you should be able to introduce the concept of matrix and the classification of matrices, define and apply matrix addition, scalar multiplication, and multiplication of matrices. What is matrix? Matrix is a method that is frequently used in economics. Matrix is used in formulating problems and displaying data. A matrix is a rectangular arrangement of numbers. Now, let's look at the classification of matrices. Firstly, let's look at row matrix. A matrix with only horizontal entries is called a row matrix. This is 1 by 3 matrix. We also have a column matrix. A matrix with only vertical entries is called a column matrix. For example, this is a 3 by 1 matrix. A square matrix will look like this, which is also known as 2 by 3 matrix. It has 2 rows and 3 columns. On the other hand, a zero matrix occurs when all elements of matrix are equal to 0. This is an example of special matrix. Let's move to our second learning outcome, which is matrix operations. Matrix operations consist of matrix addition, matrix subtraction, scalar multiplication, and matrix multiplication. In order for us to understand all of these concepts, we will look at a question that will help us to cover the learning outcomes. Assuming I have two matrices, I'm going to call it A and B. I have differentiated all the elements inside the matrices by using different colors. This will make things easier for you when you add, subtract and multiply. 2 plus 3, which will give you 5. 3 plus 9 will give you 12. 8 plus, and finally 5 plus 1 will give you 6. Moving on, let's look at matrix subtraction. Let's calculate A minus B. Please note that all procedures are the same, but the application is different because instead of adding, now we have to subtract. Let's look at A subtract B. Two minus 3 will give you negative 1. 3 minus 9 will give you negative 6. 8 minus 0 will give you 8. And finally, 5 minus 1 will give you 4. This is the final output for matrix subtraction. If I were to ask you, how do you calculate 3A times 2B? What would be your answer? Let's look at the workings because this question combines scalar multiplication and matrix multiplication. How do you compute 3A? You have to multiply everything with 3. This is known as scalar multiplication. 3 times 2, which will give you 6. 3 times 3, which will give you 9. 3 times 8, which will give you 24. And finally, 3 times 5, which will give you 15. As you can see, this will multiply with this, 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 and this. We are going to apply the same concept to obtain the value of 2b. Two will times 3, which will give you 6. 2 will times 9, which will give you 18. 2 times 0 is 0. And finally, 2 times 1 is 2. Final question that is to be discussed in this session is a question that combines scalar multiplication and matrix multiplication. Find the value of 3a times 2b. So after performing scalar multiplication, we can perform matrix multiplication. What is the answer of 3a times 2b? I'm going to make things easier for you. In order to perform this task, we are going to arrange the calculation in this manner. In order for us to obtain this figure, we have to multiply this row with this column. 6 times 6 plus 9 times 0. In order for us to obtain the figure for this, we have to multiply this row against this column, which will give you 6 times 18 plus 9 times 2. In order for us to obtain the answer for this column, we have to multiply this row against this column. 24 times 6 plus 15 times 0. Finally, in order to obtain figure for this, we have to multiply this row against this column. 24 times 18 plus 15 times 2. Let's move on to compute the final value. 36 plus 0, 108 plus 18, 144 plus 0, and finally 432 plus 30. And the final value is 36 plus 0 is 36. 108 plus 18 is 126. 144 plus 0 is 144. 432 plus 30 is 462. So 3a times 2b will give you 36, 126, 144, 462. This is a combination between scalar multiplication and matrix multiplication. I hope that you have understood what we have discussed in this video. Just to recap, first, we introduce the matrix concept, followed by explaining the classification of matrices. Finally, we discuss matrix operations, which consists of matrix addition, matrix subtraction, scalar multiplication, and matrix multiplication. Wish you all the best in your studies. Goodbye for now. Thank you.